In 2013, Mitch Weiss decided to take a path any lesser man wouldn't dare travel. He now finds himself training to become the Midwest's most knowledgeable sports broadcaster. Focusing on Big Ten and Detroit sports teams, he decided to create a dwelling where his training would go undisturbed, a cave. More specifically, the Mancave.
No girls allowed.
Mitch enlisted a team of highly sophisticated cavemen into his service to assist him in his tireless search for, well, sports stuff. When they're not sleeping, eating, or, oh yeah, they're analyzing sports, as best a caveman can. You have now entered the Man Cave.
Danny Weiss is the youngest member of the Cavemen. Standing 6'4" and a fluffy 243 pounds, this Homo erectus enjoys hunting but will also gather from time to time. He has a striking resemblance to Man-Bear Pig and often laughs at his own jokes. At 5'11", 190 pounds, Milton Marcus Lafayette O'Quinn III has the daunting task of being the president and only member of the Joey Harrington fan club. When not watching sports, he enjoys candlelit baths while listening to his favorite album, Big Willie Style. Daniel D-Mac McDonald comes in at 6'1", 200 pounds and hails from the inner city of Bloomfield Hills. He enjoys enjoyable things, sleeps when he's tired, and hopes that one day Ryan Gosling will get a tattoo of Sparty on his chest.
Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Mitch.
And this is the Man Cave.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of the Man Cave. I'm your host Mitch Weiss, and I'm down here in the Man Cave with the Cavemen, Danny, D-Mac, and Milton.
What's up?
How was your guys' weekend?
Restful, lots of sun.
Better than Phil Mickelson's.
I had a dream last night that there were French fries on my nightstand. I swear to God.
And then you...
No, I resisted in the dream. Like, I picked one up, and I was like about to put it in my mouth, and I'm like, no, I can't do it. That's how dedicated I am.
Even subconsciously, you're keeping up with
in
the
my
paleo.
dream world, I'm committed to the diet.
Nice.
It's good.
Well, I'm in a pretty good mood. No reason in particular, just feeling up. And we had a nice weekend, relaxed. We went downtown for our dad's birthday on Friday. We went to the Renaissance Center. The very top, there's a bar called Coach's Insignia. Have any of you guys been there?
I've heard great things, but...
Yeah.
I was there, remember?
Well, okay. I wasn't talking to you, maybe, in this instance. The other two members. But it's at the very top. So you get a real nice view all over Detroit. You see up Gratiot, you can see up Woodward, you can see up Michigan Avenue. And then we went and checked out this Cuban restaurant called Vicente Cafe, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The food was really good. And then we went to the play Ernie, which is about Ernie Harwell. And that was at the Detroit City Theater, which is inside of Hockeytown Cafe. And it was fabulous. It was really, really spectacular.
2 thumbs up.
The guy who played Ernie did a great job. I felt like I was watching Ernie. I mean, his voice was spot on. And his mannerisms and just the way he carried himself just reminded me of my memories of Ernie. And I suggest that anybody who's a baseball fan, Detroit sports fan, definitely go and check it out. It's well worth the time and the money.
The late, great Ernie Harwell.
So legend.
Your dad's born on the Friday before Father's Day.
Yeah.
So that's like being born on Christmas. That's awful. I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
He has like, you're going to consolidate 2 special days into one? Or do you guys celebrate both?
Yeah, we celebrate both.
Happy birthday. Oh, this is your Father's Day gift too.
That actually happened to me this year. giving him his card, I forgot his birthday card on his
I got
birthday.
him 2 cards.
My bad, Dad.
Nice.
This is
But,
what I did though. I went like one funny and then like one more serious.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I went funny with the Father's Day card, and I went serious with the birthday card, but I missed it on his birthday, so I just gave him both on the same day, which was Father's Day. But
Twofer.
he was appreciative, I think, so I don't feel too bad.
I saw a movie last night.
What movie?
I saw This Is the End.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with Seth Rogen and the whole crew.
What'd you think?
I thought it was good. I thought it was. I mean, if you like the Judd Apatow crew, you like Seth Rogen, you like Jonah Hill, you like all those guys. I mean, the movie kind of feels like you're just hanging out with them.
Sounds awful.
But I don't know. I thought the first half was better than the second half. It kind of got, you could tell they sort of got lost with the.
It drags
story.
on a little bit.
Yeah, but I definitely recommend going see it. It's worth the paper.
D-Mac, was that a little sarcasm, or do you not like that crew?
No, I mean that crew just pumps out a new movie every 6 months or a year. Just they're just riding the wave that they're on right now.
Yeah.
So I mean I respect them for it, and they're making money, so that's cool. But I'm seeing a lack of talent. I mean, if you're going to compare that to like Vince Vaughn, Ben Stiller, Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson, that crew of guys, like
The Frat
there's
Pack.
there's no competition. The new Frat Pack, right? There's no competition, but good for them. I mean, Jonah Hill and whoever else, Seth Rogen, have a market out there. They're
What I liked about it, though, is it shows that they have some self-awareness and was sort of making fun of their Hollywood personas.
they always make fun of themselves. I mean, it's just.
It seemed to me from the trailer that it may have been a blend of Pineapple Express and Superbad, just kind of mixed into one movie. Was that what it was?
I mean,
like?
but definitely, big special effects.
Right. But remember that final scene in Pineapple Express? There was explosions and gunfights.
Yeah, that's true.
And it kind of, for me, that movie dragged on a lot too.
Did they use their real first names? I heard.
Yeah. They all use their real names.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Saturday night, Danny came over, and we watched this new show on Animal Planet called Treehouse Masters. And this guy, he builds large custom tree houses, and I'm not talking about tree houses with swings and little kids. The tree houses,
Yeah.
and I mean multi-$100,000 houses, and he makes them custom built to whatever the customer wants, and there's some amazing tree houses.
Right.
Makes me really want one.
I'm glad you showed me that. That was really cool.
And it's cool because they take you into all the detail of making the blueprint and all the construction stuff, the dangers, and it's very well done.
The guy that hosted is a good personality, too.
Yeah. He's got quite the personality. He's almost like weirdly in love with trees.
Right.
He talks to them and he explains how cutting off the limbs is okay because he kind of feels bad doing it. It's good though. He's a good host for the show. But I guess his real job, is building tree houses. But he owns this large property in Washington State, I believe, and it has a bunch of different themed tree houses all over the plot of land. And he rents them out to people who are there for anniversaries or honeymoons or birthdays and stuff like that. So it's kind of a cool field to be in.
You can go to a beach. You can go to a skyscraper. You can go to an island paradise. Or let's go live in a tree, babe. Let's have a nice getaway.
Hey, man,
Sounds good to me.
For a weekend, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so the U.S. Open just wrapped up on Sunday, and it was another major without Tiger Woods at the top, and another U.S. Open where Phil Mickelson comes in second. Justin Rose, should point out, he's the winner, his first ever major, so good for him, kudos. The weather all weekend for the tournament was horrible. The playing conditions were messy and wet, and there were no players that finished under par, so it wasn't the greatest golf, but it was certainly entertaining because all these guys were fighting the elements to try and put up the best scores. And, good for Justin Rose.
So did Rose win or did Mickelson lose?
I would say Mickelson lost. Phil got himself into some trouble. Stricker got himself into some trouble and kind of dropped out. So Rose just was steady. I don't think he didn't make any winning shots, but
Yeah.
he didn't mess up. So.
I mean, if you can win the U.S. Open at +1, the field didn't do too
Right.
hot in general.
So while we're talking about Justin Rose's accomplishments on the golf course, let's talk about his accomplishments in his marital life. This is going to be a new segment for us where Milton's going to... Well, I'll let you explain. Go for it, Milt.
All right. This is the first week, and every week I'll have the athlete's wife of the week. And for this segment, I'll choose a athlete that is doing something big in the sports world, but also has a wife or girlfriend who's turning heads just by her appearance. Because, in the man cave, we love the ladies. So we have to give them a little shine. And we're going to talk about Justin Rose, as we said earlier, 2013 U.S. Open winner. His wife, Kate Rose, beautiful blonde, about 35 years old. She is a former international gymnast, so the girl is fit. And I see why Justin wifed this woman. They married in 2006, and she had a baby girl in 2012. And she looks stunning right now. A year later, it looks like she hasn't lost a step. And when Kate Rose isn't looking gorgeous and stunning and celebrating with Justin, she's working on the Justin Rose Foundation, which helps improve the life of unprivileged children. So she's doing big things. Her husband's doing big things. And she is the athlete's wife of the week.
So everything's coming up roses for Justin, huh?
Yes, that's nicely put.
So the British Open odds came out from Vegas, and the early favorite is Tiger Woods at 7-1, followed by Rory at 12-1, and Adam Scott and Justin Rose tied at 20-1 for third. And it just seems that even when Tiger struggles as poorly as he played this weekend, that he's always going to be the favorite for these majors because everyone just kind of expects that his losing streak is going to end, and he's due. Our poll question this week has to do with golf and Tiger Woods. So, Milton, let them know what the poll question is.
If Tiger Woods is out of contention, do you still watch golf? 50% of our voters said yes, and 50% of our voters said no. So it's a toss-up. I'm not watching golf unless my man Tiger's out there, fist pumping and getting the crowd going. I mean, he's the only reason why I started watching. So when he's not doing it, I tend to not watch as closely.
I don't know. I'm more of a Ricky Fowler guy myself. Those locks flowing outside of that hat with that orange apparel, the Oklahoma State Cowboy. He didn't finish too well in the U.S. Open, but he was in there. As long as he keeps growing that hair out, he'll be a legend one day.
How old's Ricky Fowler anyway? Because he looks like a teenager.
I actually have sort of a soft spot for Ricky Fowler too, because through my sports connects, when I was a young boy, I went to the U.S. Amateur Open at Oakland Country Club. What's it called? Oakland Hills Country Club. And he ended up winning, and I got his autograph on the program. Nice guy.
Nice. Ricky Fowler is 24 years of age.
So yeah, he I guess he looks his age.
Guess what his middle name is?
Benji.
Roger.
Utaka.
Utaka?
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's got I don't know which one, but his mother or his father, I would assume, is Japanese.
Japanese.
Yeah.
So the Tigers just wrapped up their road trip where they played at Kansas City and at Minnesota. And we touched on this in last week's show. We were hoping that we would see a good showing out of them and they would turn their road woes around because they had been struggling. And they managed to go 500 against two subpar teams. And it's hard to say that a 500 road trip is disappointing, but based on the talent difference in the teams, you would expect that they would go 4-2, 5-1, or even sweep both. In other news, Alex Avila and Anibal Sanchez are headed to the DL.
No.
Yeah.
No more Avila for a minute?
No more Avila.
No.
Just 15 days.
He got hit in the forearm with the pitch, and he's got a bruise there, a bone bruise.
Contusion.
Shucks.
And Sanchez still has that sore shoulder. He might have come back too soon. So they called up that Jose Alvarez kid who pitched very well against the Indians last week, and he'll be getting another spot start and maybe more depending on how long it takes Sanchez to get back. They really shouldn't rush him. We're in a good spot, and he's been pitching well. and you don't want him to suffer long-term damage when we're going to be in a pennant race, hopefully.
Alvarez has his second game against Boston, so it definitely will be a challenge.
We also called up Avasael. He's back.
Yeah.
He was only gone for like 3 days.
Yeah.
But he's back from Toledo.
I'm actually not too upset with Avila going to the DL. Obviously, you don't want to see a guy get injured, but he's really been struggling at the plate. And Pena, the backup, has actually been providing great play both behind the plate and at bat. He's a switch hitter. He's batting around 300 and limited at bats, I know, but it's still nice that he can hit from both sides of the plate. He gives you some flexibility. He actually runs pretty well for a catcher. And if Avila goes down, does a little rehab stint, and is able to come back up and hit like the Alex Avila of old, it could actually be a blessing in disguise for him to get injured and go down. Let's get into some NBA Finals and Stanley Cup Finals talk. As you all know, we have our 2-on-2 parlay bet going here with Danny and D-Mac having Miami and Chicago, and Milton and myself having San Antonio and Boston. And the losers will buy wings and beer for the winners. Currently, the San Antonio Spurs are up 3-2 and the series is going back to Miami. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the Spurs close it out in Game 6. I know that Miami hasn't lost 2 games in a row in the playoffs yet, but I think that San Antonio is going to take care of business in Game 6.
You know, I mean, when you watch San Antonio play, you have Ginobili, who's usually coming off the bench. They put him in the starting rotation, but just watching Parker just tear that team apart is amazing. But, you know, when Wade and LeBron decide to show up and they throw down 35 points apiece, there's not much you can do about that. So it's just really on the stars of the Heat to step it up. But San Antonio as a team is amazing to watch. I've been enjoying it.
I'd just like to make sure you guys remember that I did call this in 6 games. I did say that San Antonio was going to close it out. And if they have another performance like Ginobili put on last game, and if my man Danny Green keeps shooting like the best shooter of all time.
Yeah, how about him?
You know,
set the record for most threes in the finals.
And Ray Allen's on the
nuts.
other side
in
of
only
it.
5 games, too. Yeah, and Ray Allen.
Yeah, he's been watching it, too, just to make the injury worth, pouring a little salt in his wound, man.
I mean,
show some respect to the veteran.
In all honesty, I'm pulling for you guys. I mean, the Spurs play a great brand of basketball. The organization is a class act. So, I mean, if I lose the bet, I'll be fine with that.
I don't agree with that statement.
What a great story Danny Green is, though. A journeyman. He's been cut multiple times by a few different teams. And to come back and play with as much confidence as he is, I mean, he's just pulling up and just raining threes from all over the place, hands in his face, and just unconscious. Absolutely unconscious.
Yeah, he's out of control.
So if he puts up another good performance in Game 6, is he in the MVP talk for the series?
No, I don't think so.
Probably Tony.
I think right now it's got to go to Tony.
Yeah.
But he's averaging 5 threes a game or something like that. It's ridiculous.
And he's killing there. Whenever Miami gets like a streak going or they're about to go on a run, he'll just drain a 3 and that just like sucks the energy out of whatever they're trying to get started.
Yeah, a lot of that is to Greg Popovich. I mean, he's a great coach. He's just a no BS kind of guy. He's great in interviews. He's like, what do they ask him if he's what do you need to do in the fourth quarter to win the game? Not turn the ball over as much. And then the end of the game, they won. And he's like, what'd you do? He's like, I told him not to turn the ball over as much.
One time the interviewer was like, so how are you going to stop LeBron? And he goes, I can't share that information.
He actually, by not trying to be funny and entertaining, he actually is very entertaining.
Right.
It's kind of like the same way with Bill Belichick. They remind me of each other.
Yeah.
It's just very monotone. Don't give out a lot of information, but it comes off as funny.
A conversation between the two of them would be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd love to listen in on that. So the other finals going on is the Stanley Cup, and right now the series is tied 1-1. It's going back to Boston. We're actually recording during Game 3 right now, and Boston is up 2-0 with 9 minutes left. So the bet is looking good for you and me, Milt. We're gonna.
It's early, John.
It's early. I don't want to count my chickens yet, but we'll have the lead in both series unless something dramatic happens in this third game. I really hope I didn't just jinx it.
Wait, how many
And-
chickens are you getting exactly? How many chicken wings?
I don't want to even count.
Yeah, we didn't clarify, so it's till
not
we're
even counting.
stuffed.
Oh, you're one of those
But-
guys. Okay.
We'll be,
Okay,
we'll be
gotcha.
gentlemen. We'll be gentlemen.
But a crazy thing I just read about, I didn't even know this, but the Blackhawks lost Hossa right before the game tonight.
Oh, I didn't know that. What
Yeah,
happened?
Marian Hossa didn't even play during warm-ups. He got hit in the face with a puck, and so they had to scratch him. And so I can see why Boston's up 2-0 now, because all the other games were OT and they were close. But Hossa's not in the lineup, and he is a stud. So
Yeah, talk about a freak accident.
yeah,
It's stupid.
if he can't go next game, forget about it. The series is over.
Ooh, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, Host is a great addition to Chicago, and he definitely pulls his weight. He definitely does what he's getting paid for, but again, you can't really attribute that kind of a team to one player.
One guy, yeah.
But
So-
with Taves and Kane struggling the way they are, you need
Well,
you
let's-
need all the weapons that you have.
It sounds like we have short memories. Remember, Chicago was down 1-3 to the Detroit Red Wings, and 3 games in a row. Now they're in the finals.
Seems
so.
like this is a whole different animal, though.
yeah.
I
Boston's
mean, they
a whole
handled
nother
business
beast.
against the Kings. They didn't struggle against them.
Right. I mean, you can't count the Blackhawks.
No, you
Not
can't
in
count
it.
them out, and I'm not conceding, and I'm not claiming victory already, even though it sounds like you guys are conceding. Well, not you guys, but Danny specifically is
I
conceding.
mean, I've said multiple times that I don't support the Miami Heat, but I mean, they have so much talent. It's hard to vote against them.
No, I agree with Danny in that. I'm like, if I had to root for someone to win, I would definitely root for San Antonio. But if I'm putting money on it, you got to go with the better team, or I shouldn't say that, the better team, but I don't bet against LeBron.
The Detroit Lions just wrapped up their mini camp and came away with a couple observations. One being that second-round pick Darius Slay reportedly really played well and looks like he's going to step right into that opposite starting job at cornerback from Chris Houston. And then last year's third-round pick Bill Bentley apparently looked really good. So that's encouraging news that we can get 2 cornerbacks to add to Chris Houston. All of a sudden our weakness becomes a strength. Maybe not a strength, but a position with potential.
Well, really just something without holes in it. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah.
If we can, I mean, our defense alone is looking pretty phenomenal just on paper, which obviously is only on paper. But I mean, if you get a secondary that can pull its own weight, I'm feeling good about it.
And I know there's some concern because Slay recently had arthroscopic knee surgery
Right.
to repair a torn meniscus, but Gunther Cunningham and OTAs is saying he has great ball skills. He was coached. The coach who coached him at Mississippi State, I guess, is now in the NFL as a coordinator, and he can just tell that Slay had great coaching, great hands. I think they said in OTAs he had like 4 picks and was just flying everywhere. So they've been doing everything without pads, but once they get the pads on, I think they'll get a real gauge as if this guy will be good or not.
Yeah, I'm hoping Slay can stay healthy. I mean, the management have taken risks on players with red flags, such as Javid Best and Ryan Broyles. This news is good. I hope we'll have a acceptable secondary this year.
Well, yeah, they were surprised that he participated in OTAs, and then also the good sign is Mikel Shore is also suiting up and getting some reps in, so that's really good to see. I'm excited about our backfield.
Well, one worry spot is Louis Delmas. He hasn't participated yet, and he didn't answer any questions from the media, and no one really knows if he's going to be ready for the start of the season. We would hope that he get in for training camp so we can get some reps in before the season starts, because it's tough for these guys to come back from a season-long injury and just jump right back into the fray. But no one's saying anything. Schwartz isn't saying anything. So that's something to worry about. But we'll see what happens as the summer progresses. But speaking of Broyles and Burleson, they were both full go, and I guess they looked really, really good. So that's encouraging too. More weapons for the offense. And the only thing they have to get settled on offense really is the offensive line. They have to figure out who's going to play at that right tackle spot between Jason Fox and Corey Hilliard, and who's going to play right guard between the rookie Warford and Bill Nagy and Rodney Austin. And now it's that time for Danny to give us his live weigh-in for Danny's Weight Watch.
I was thinking we should give some estimates from the Cavemen and Mitch.
So what were you when you started this?
When I
Last
started,
week we were at 243, right?
Yeah, I started at 247. Last week I was 243.
I'm going to say 239.
My hypothesis is that you weigh 242.
Your hypothesis?
You know, an educated guess.
I'll help you out, Danny. I'll give you. Were you good?
No, you can't answer that question.
That's your judgment.
Oh, come on.
You got to
man.
make an educated guess.
How is it educated if I know nothing?
I mean,
of what he did this week.
Maybe I gave you a little hint with that dream statement.
Okay.
Okay.
And you know he took care of business before the show.
What, he pooped?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with, what'd you say, Mitch?
He
I
said
went 239.
I'll go 238 because if anything it's lower than that, then I'm the closest. So there
Trying
you
to
go.
one up me.
Yeah, per usual.
I'm shirtless.
Wow, you get serious. No shirt.
I got my lightweight shorts on.
Lightweight
Caveman.
shorts. There you go.
You got like the selfie.
You know, you just tap it and then step on it, right?
There we go.
So we have an official weigh-in of 241.4 pounds for this week, which means a 2-pound drop from last week.
Hey.
Good
Yeah.
work, Danny.
Can I get some encouragement here?
You're heading in
Yeah.
the right way. As long as you keep going forward, you're good.
I was the closest, man. I told you looked 242, so
This isn't about you, Milt.
everything's about me. Except when I'm in the man cave, then it's about Mitch and the cavemen.
And paleo diet. Good job, Danny.
Yeah, I mean,
proud of you.
During the week, I weighed in I was like 239 point something. This morning, I was like 240. So, you know, you're heaviest at the end of the day. We can admit that.
It's true.
Absolutely.
You are the lightest when you wake up.
So, we're going in the right direction.
We're going to turn to Twitter now, and we see Adam Sparling says, special teams killing the Blackhawks all series, and it continues tonight. Can't score on power play and can't stop the Bruins power play.
That's been a big theme this series.
Power play.
Yeah, because the Blackhawks coming in had one of the best power plays in the playoffs. But the Zdeno Chara factor, I think, is weighing heavily because when he was matched up against the Penguins' top line for the power play, he shut them out too.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just a one-man power play or penalty killer.
And then we also have John Epstein saying that they've scored. He's referring to Miami, the Miami Heat. They've scored more since Wade has had ball in his hands more. He's been best on the team the last 2 games. So Epstein believes that as Wade goes, so goes the Heat, pretty much.
He also makes note of how LeBron struggles when there aren't as many fouls called, which I actually agree with. You notice that LeBron gets a lot more frustrated when playing San Antonio in this series because he's not getting the calls going his way, and he's so used to getting the Jordan rules calls.
Yeah, I think the reffing has been exceptional this series.
Yeah, they're really letting him play, and it's been fun to watch.
I think LeBron's settling for a lot of jump shots now and not driving the lane just because.
That's how the Spurs are playing them. They're going under the screens and making him pull up, which is, I mean, him and Wade are not exceptional outside shooters. So
another fun fact tweeted in by Adam Sparling regarding Max Scherzer. He's had 6+ Ks in all 14 starts, and according to the Elias Sports Bureau, only one other player in AL history has had a streak like that, and it's Pedro Martinez. So Scherzer, with his hot start, is joining some elite company.
Yes, he is. First Tiger since 1909 to go 10-0.
Well, I got a message for Jim Leland. You better start listening to me. I'm the reigning fantasy baseball champ. I know what I'm talking about. And if you don't start putting in Benoit closer, I'm coming for your job.
Well, you know what I did? When I got home, I put a Valverde poster on my door, And now it won't close.
I think I'm going to have to put Adam Sparling on the short list for president of the Mancave fan club.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's got great tweets coming in. Just tweeted another one.
Appreciate the love.
This day in history, June 17th, 1994, the Knicks beat the Rockets to go out 3-2 in the NBA Finals. The New York Rangers had their Stanley Cup parade. Ken Griffey Jr. hit his 30th home run of the season and was the fastest all-time to do so. And O.J. Simpson led the LAPD on a slow speed chase. It's going to be hard to outdo this day in the coming years because that was one hell of a day.
Check this. Funny quote by Pavel Datsyuk. What really shocked me when I came to Traverse City, this is when he first came to the NHL. When I came to Traverse City, it was 9/11. I didn't speak English, and I saw the TV, and I couldn't understand what was going on. Datsyuk was... when we came to Detroit from Traverse City, they put me in the Marriott Hotel on the 40th something floor. I had never been high like that. On the bottom, the Metro Detroit People Mover went by. I thought I was in the future. I couldn't believe it. So Detroit blew Pavel's mind when he first
I feel like
came
I go
here
back
from
in
Russia.
time when I go to Detroit.
Starting next week, we're going to have a new segment where DMAC is going to rant on something that happens in the sporting news or related to the sports news. You want to expand on it a little bit, DMAC?
Yeah, so if you see something ridiculous happening in the world of sports or anything related there too, just go ahead and go on Mitch's Man Cave on the Facebook page or his Twitter account and just kind of post what's going on. So, if you see Pac-Man Jones in a nightclub or you see Ocho Cinco giving butt slaps or you see Valverde continue to try and close games, just go ahead and post that on Mitch's Man Cave.
Something that makes you think, what is he doing?
Something that'll get Danny worked up.
Something that makes you ask, what would DMAC do? I'm going down to the Tigers game tomorrow. Get to watch Verlander pitch against the Orioles.
Ooh.
It's a big homestand for the Tigers.
10 in a row, right?
Yeah.
It's
A lot of
nice.
AL East teams, too.
Nothing like a Detroit summer.
No, man. I'm excited. It'll be only my second game. The first game we went with our whole family. My mom wore a T-shirt and didn't bring a jacket or anything. And
Long story short, we left in the fifth inning.
The weather changed for the worst, and it started raining, and it was freezing, and we had to leave midway through the fourth or fifth inning. So this will be my first true game.
If mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Nah.
So you gotta keep her warm.
I think we're gonna check out that Rub Chicken Wings place. Actually, you guys ever been there? I haven't either, but I've heard good things.
Is it new?
I'm not sure. I just heard about it today, but it sounds good.
If it is
it around
make
the
sure you let
stadium?
these guys know.
Yeah, I will. What?
If it's good, make sure you let these guys know.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
They serve beer?
I'm assuming that they serve beer.
Good.
All right, so that's going to do it for this episode of Mitch's Man Cave. On behalf of the Cavemen, I'm your host, Mitch Weiss, and you may now exit the Man Cave.